everyone, it's Miss Carla from the Elanco Library. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to another video of Santa Forgot, and so did you. I am recording from home today because I left my crochet and my yarn stuff here. So hopefully you guys don't mind. A gray cat might make an appearance. So today we're going to make 2-hour slippers. So you should be able to make these slippers within 2 hours. And there's an option to make it a little more fancier so they look cuter. But I don't have that material. I only have chunky yarn and a crochet. So why don't we get right into it? Alright, so like I said, we're going to make slippers. And you should be able to make this like within a day. Within a couple hours, honestly. So this yarn's a little thin, but you'd want some chunky yarn. This is nice and soft, which is going to be great for slippers. So I'm going to double up. So thankfully I already had 2 balls made. So I'm just going to double up the yarn. Oh, and just so you guys know, this video is assuming that you guys know how to crochet. If you guys don't know how to crochet, that is something I would look up videos on, how-tos, and all that jazz. I've been doing it for such a long time. I really enjoy crocheting. And I got an M hook right here. We're going to use an M hook. It's a little bit bigger than other hooks, but that's okay. And when you're doing your stitches, you want to make sure they're tight. That's how you usually want to do it with slippers and socks. Alright, so that's enough talking from me. What we're going to do is we're going to chain. We're going to start off with our piece by chaining, so we're going to do 27 chains. Okay, so next we're going to half double crochet. So I'm just gonna review that really quick. So you're gonna put the yarn over your hook. You're gonna go in one. Thank you, Allie, for helping, but I don't need your help. Thank you. All right. You're gonna put it over the hook, and then you're gonna go one chain away from the hook. So not the first chain, right, but right next to it. The second one, you're gonna go in. All right, you're going to put yarn over the hook again. You're gonna pull it through the stitch. Now you should have 3 loops. It's a little hard to tell, but you should have 3 loops. You're gonna yarn over again. You're gonna pull that yarn all the way through. All the way through. All right. So you're going to keep doing that until you reach the end of this strand. I like half double crochets. I really do. I don't know why. All right, guys. At the end of it, you should have 26 stitches because we used one up, right? All right. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'll meet you guys at the end. Alright, so now we finished that first row. Looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to chain one. And that's what you always do when you start a new row. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do something a little different. If you want, you can go through each stitch if you want, like normally. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the back stitch right here to create like a ribbed effect. And you'll probably see it. You won't be able to see it really until you do your fourth or third row. But I'm going to crochet, half double crochet into the back stitches, and you guys will see what I mean in just a minute. Alright, I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we're done with our first two rows. For an adult slipper, you want to do about 9.5 inches. Pretty sure I measured this out, and it's going to be 10, and I'll live with that. It's a little bit chunkier yarn. Not chunkier, actually. The needle's a bit bigger, but that's okay. So yeah, I can live with 10. The person's foot I'm doing is a little bit bigger, so I can live with that. This will be like the width of the thing. Basically what we're doing is making a large rectangle, and then we're going to sew the rectangle in a fancy way to make a slipper, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to continue on with this rib pattern with, I already started my next row, I chained it. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to work in the back stitches again. Go all the way across, and I'll keep going and going. Until it is long enough to fit my foot. Is as long as it's the length of my foot, because we're about the same size, the person I'm making for. So that's what we're going to go off. Alright, so by the time we meet together again, this will be a fuller rectangle, so that's exciting. Hey, excuse me. You're not being very helpful. I need to finish working. See? We're not done. You're not helping. You're not helping. Alright, so you guys should have this rectangle. It's super exciting. One thing you can do is put your foot on this to see if it's the correct length. If you're making this for someone else and you only know their size, I would look up those measurements. But this is what we have here. So I am going to whip stitch, which is basically just going inside and out of each stitch. I'm going to keep going until I've reached the 8th stitch in the row. I am going to knot this so it doesn't come flying out. If you don't have a plastic needle, you could definitely just do this with your crochet hook. But I have a plastic needle because I do this a lot. I do this type of stuff a lot. So we're just going to go in and out for a little bit. I forgot to mention that it's a good idea to leave a long tail at the beginning and the end of your project. If you didn't, that's fine. I would just make sure to attach a long piece of string. Yeah, okay. We're just going to keep doing this. Just going to keep you on the line. It's not always a great way to do this, I feel like. That's fine. If you have a stitch marker, it might be a good idea to mark the 8th stitch in the row. If you don't, that's fine. I'm just going to keep an eye out until I get pretty close, and then I'm going to count the stitches. I did get this pattern from a website, and I will be putting that in the description below. You know, the local library does not endorse anything on this website. I just used the pattern that they had, and I'm just sharing it with you. I find a lot of my patterns on Pinterest, and it links you to all sorts of different blogs. It's really weird. I don't know if it's weird, but it happens. She called this a whip stitch, and I really think from what I was looking at, it's just her going in and out. So I don't think that's the 8th stitch just yet. And this is going to make the toe, actually. So you'll see what I mean in a second. I'm going to be making these for a friend. I have to make the other shoe. All right, let's see where we're at. Let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, and this is 8. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then that should cover it. And what we're going to do is we are going to pull. We're going to pull this nice and tight. I should form like a circle of some sort. I'm really hoping I don't break this yarn. Yeah, here we go. It's coming along. It's just taking a little bit. You have to pull tighter. Ah, poop. Yep. You have to pull tighter than you want to. It looks like it's there. So I'm going to try to knot this. But yeah, that's what I was afraid of. And it happens on camera. And that's okay. All right, I'm going to try and knot this. You guys don't have to look at this. And then you'll see that I am going to stitch this toe closed, pretty much like this. And I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. All right, so I managed to knot it off, and that's fine, and it'll be fine. We're going to fold this rectangle into thirds, and then I'm going to sew this, and then I'm going to sew up to about 4 bars of ribbing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So probably approximately right there. And then if you're doing this for yourself, it is a good time to try this on then when you've gotten about halfway through sewing this close, to try it on and see how it fits. If you want to make it looser, if you want to make it tighter, that's up to you, and you can adjust. And then we're going to sew the back closed. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to stitch the back of this, the heel of it, the ankle of it, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to do kind of like a zigzag stitch, maybe, I believe it might even be called a mattress stitch. I use it a lot if I want to hide my stitches. So I'm just going to go, I'm going to go into the first stitch, and I'm just going to go right across and find the stitch right next to it. I'm going to go right underneath. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to keep doing that until I reach the end. So I'll see you guys there. Another thing I just want to mention is to hide these. It's a good thing to leave like a little bit of string at the end, and then so you can hide the knot in the string a little better, you're going to take your crochet hook, and wherever you want to try and hide it, you'll just grab the leftover string and then pull it through 1 or 2 stitches, however many you can. Let's see if I could do it one more time. All right, and then I'm just going to cut the excess. These scissors are not great, unfortunately. And you can do that all over. I was doing it as I go. Sometimes I wait until the very end. But here's your slipper. It's super exciting. What you can do for the soles, because this is a super soft slipper, what you can do for the soles is you can get some leather, fake leather or whatever, and just put them at the ends. And it gives them a nice special touch, I feel like. They're a little fancier. Another thing you could do is get fabric paint or puffy paint and then put little plastic things at the bottom. I forget what you call them, but you could do that to prevent a bunch of sliding and slipping. I will probably get the fabric paint or the puffy paint. I like to get things, I'm going to do a little bit more research because I like to get things that I can use for more than one project, not just this project alone. All right. All right, and then the other slipper, I believe this is for the right slipper. I'll have to double check that. If you want to make the left slipper, all you do is the same thing. You make the rectangle, you can measure it out. And then instead of taking that corner and putting it from left to right, you're going to put it right to left, and that will be your left slipper. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I really liked how it turned out. I am definitely going to make the other slipper, and I'm going to send this off to a friend for Christmas. Alright guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully you guys can create these slippers and you either use them for yourself or, send them off as a gift. I definitely will be. I try to make one homemade gift for each person this year, so I'm glad I can send it off to someone else. All right, guys, thank you for spending this time with me. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Say bye, Allie. Ready? We're going to say goodbye. We're going to say bye. She doesn't like that. Bye, guys.